There we go. We are live. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, we are live. We are here in Vancouver. We are here on the west side of Vancouver, over in West Point Grey, and we're actually going to be walking along 8th Ave, and that's going to transition over to Broadway Street, and then from there we're going to check out Greektown, because it seems to be a little bit of a busy day down there, so I want to see what's actually going on down there. So we can close that right now. We don't really need it. Okay, so all of those settings are good to go. So right now we're over at Trimble Park, over here in West Point Grey. And Trimble Park is really just a giant open field. There's a little bit of a wading pool over here for the kids in the park. And then it's just a big open field. Mama Reza, hi, nice to see you too. Very cool. So we'll just stroll through the park right now, and then we'll walk along the road, and we'll go through a little bit of a residential section, and then in about 10 minutes we'll be into a retail area and strip. So yeah, that's where we'll be heading. Of course, you can see Vancouver in the background, the downtown core. And over here, you can get a pretty good view of some of the mountains. If you come down here during the wintertime, you get a really spectacular view, because there'll be snow on top of the mountains too. So you can see all the snow caps, and right there is one of the big popular ski resorts here in Vancouver. So you also get to see that place lit up. How am I doing, Mama Reza? I'm doing okay. Just relaxing after several long work days, and just recovered from a cold. But other than that, it's a great day here in Vancouver. It's always awesome. And so you can sometimes see like baseball games, softball games get played over here, and then the backdrop of the mountains. It's just spectacular. You can see a few people come out to this park too, just to sit and chill out and relax. And if you are coming over here, it's always good to read the signs. So over here, it's just saying, beware of coyotes. Nothing too big, just don't just don't feed the wildlife. And most of the time you'll be good. Here's the Jericho lands right here, and that would be West Point Grey Academy. That's private property, so we're not going to go on to that land right now. But if we just walk down here about 7 minutes, we'll be on over into Greektown and a vibrant retail strip. So this is a private academy. Our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, did work here at a certain point in time, as the news reports say, for about 6 months. There's a few incidents here too, but now that those are done and over with, the school can finally go back to normal. And this would be West 8th Ave here. You can see it's quite a climb for some of the cyclists. Always a bit of a good challenge. This is the easier section of the hill. There's a steeper section behind, so usually they get tired out first and then they keep climbing. But if you live in Vancouver, you gotta get used to climbing hills. It's just part of the game. You also see a mix of modern homes, like this home one over here. Okay, you can see a new development going in right here too. Some of these homes are gonna have multi-units on them, but not this one. This one's pretty much just gonna be a private home. And then you got more traditional homes over here. You can see like the smokestack and a pitched roof. Oh, there's a good little mix over here. There's the tennis court for the private school. There's a basketball court in there too, so they can play both basketball and tennis in there. Nice multi-use court. I'm breaking in a pair of new sandals. They keep getting quieter and quieter, but they were quite squeaky a couple days ago when I was using them, so. Once you start to break them in, they get a little bit softer. And once they're soft enough, it's pretty much you could walk quietly anywhere and people wouldn't notice you. But for now, I am a walking billboard of sandal squeaks. Which is perfectly fine. I got a new pair of Tevas, or Tivas, depending on how you choose to pronounce it. They're really river rafting sandals, but they work really well out here in Vancouver too, because you can find yourself out at beach in a few minutes. Like if we walked this way, if there was a path, okay, not through private property, we could go down to a beach pretty quickly. That would probably be the Locarno beach. I really like that beach. Here's a few more examples of more traditional homes, like the curved balcony up here. And that's not even a real balcony up top of that door there. That's just a faux balcony. And then you got like the nice pitched roof house here. That's really designed for like, you know, heavy snow to fall upon it. So it's interesting how they brought over these high pitched roofs to Vancouver, and we don't get a whole lot of snow, so. You know. Oh, wow. Well, if you're in the, as the news reports say, overpriced, that's no fault of the owners. The owners are just owners. They didn't expect their houses to take off and make a few foragers here. It is raspberry season. Hey. Yeah, I know, eh? It's raspberry season right now, so there's raspberry bushes all over the place. And they mature more slowly out here in Vancouver as opposed to Ontario, where you'll see raspberries pop out, you know, around the start of May and mature for the end of June. These things have been maturing for a while now, for several months. So they are sweeter and tastier, and they have less seeds. This is pretty good. One thing that I don't see out here, though, as frequently as I would see back in Toronto or Ontario, is mulberry trees. Those are nice sweet berry as well. That's okay, this is a totally different area. This is the West Coast. Hey Hunter, nice to see you too. Well, Rez is here as well. We're just walking along West 8th Ave right now. And West Broadway Street, the start of it, is right ahead of us. And in a few minutes, we'll just walk through this tree canopy cathedral and head on over to Greektown. Brandon saying, "Hey Jerome, what's up?" I caught a horrible cold and haven't been able to work yet. Been doing track maintenance for the SkyTrain. And you've been queasy all morning and afternoon. Oh, that's unfortunate, Brandon. But nice to see you here, Brandon. Hunter and Mama Reza are here as well. There's a few other people. So I hope you get better soon. I did get over a pretty nasty cold. There seems to be some kind of nasty cold over here. And just on the other side of the mountains right now too, that's going around. So you probably have what I already had. You'll eventually get over it, so. But yeah, I know, it ain't fun. It definitely ain't fun. And I'm only laughing because if I didn't laugh, then I'd be crying, so. Yeah, I feel for you. Yeah, what I would say is eat lots of, if it's the same thing as I had, okay? Drink lots of fluids, and eventually when you get hungry enough, just start eating lots of food, and you'll feed that cold and get rid of it. Because it just saps your energy. Oh man. And anyone else who's on the west coast here, just keep an eye out for that too. It is going around. So this is the start of West Broadway Street here. We just walked on to the start of West Broadway. I have walked down this before in the past. So this isn't anything I haven't filmed before. Oh wow, Lily Lamb sold another house. Oh man. That real estate agent is just working it. Right here. Oh, she sold a small house. Still a multi-million-dollar property because it's over here on the west side of Vancouver, and we're on a peninsula right next to the ocean, so this is all the land you get. Now, if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a crane in the background there. So there is there is new developments and new towers starting to get built. So I don't think these properties will be torn down or bought up anytime soon, but there is new development happening here. How much is a house price in this area? House prices in this area can go anywhere from 2 million to 10 million plus, so even more. Like this house is probably pretty expensive, Mama Reza, just to let you know. And these aren't even big homes. Like the home prices out here rival Toronto's Bridle Path, and Toronto's Bridle Path area has like these mega mansions in it. So each of these small houses is like the price of a mega mansion over in the Bridle Path area. So pretty expensive, and a lot of the people in this area, if they're not buying right now, probably bought the house when it was a less desirable area, and like this home right here, and then just either handed it down through their family or, you know, whatever. And just eventually found out that they were living in a highly desirable, sought after area. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Family made good decision back in the day, and now they get to enjoy it. Brandon's saying, Jerome, when I was born in Lionsgate Hospital, and then me and my mom and my dad and my brother, we lived on Butler Street for 1 year. Then I grew up in Aldergrove and currently live there. Oh, Aldergrove. Oh, okay. That's a ways away. Yeah, see, like North Vancouver and West Vancouver, like all of these different areas here that are all have like higher priced houses and stuff like that. Even East Vancouver is starting to get really expensive because they're just running out of land. There's no new land to build on except to go up. So whenever you live in one of these areas, it's just interesting because you can just find yourself, you know, paying $500,000 for right now probably a condo, and finding out in a couple of years that that condo is like 2.5 million. So I bet the houses in Aldergrove are pretty expensive too, because there's only limited land all the way out there. You can see an archway over here. That's the start of Greektown. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to do a loop through Greektown. And then I'm going to come back on over to the bus stop over here and catch the 99 back to UBC. That's where I live. Here's one of the new developments right here. It's going to be rental accommodations. And the folks that have been working out here right now, they've been working really hard on it, so it's good to see. And it's not going to be like a big tower like in Toronto. It's probably going to be about 9 stories, but that's going to have several units in it. And hear my sandals right now. Just echoing in here. Very, very cool. I always appreciate when workers build these things, because at least you can still walk down the sidewalk. So thanks, guys. Alright, so say thanks, folks, because not always guys who are working on it. You can see a little bit more of that development. So, and they could put a crane on top of the crane that's here after they build it up a bit. So we'll see how tall it gets. Anyways, this is the intersection of West Broadway and Alma Street. You got Joe's Italian Deli over here. One of the few Italian restaurants down here. Over in Greektown. There's an Italian bakery and other stuff too, so yeah. But not a lot of Italian. Some, but not a lot. Brandon's saying, don't forget, Jerome, they build high-rises by SkyTrain stations like Gilmore Station, where they're building skyscrapers on both sides of the station. It's called Gilmore Place Development. It'll be done soon. Yeah, I know. I was just sent an advertisement for Building 6, the amazing Brentwood Center, which is a station or two down from Gilmore. So yeah, and the prices are actually fairly affordable. So like living out here over in UBC is great because we're by the 99. But my bae has been talking about living right next to a station. So that type of a development is actually something that we're considering. So you raised a really good point there, Brandon. Oh yeah, you know what else it is this week? It's Pride Week this week. So when all the big Pride events happen, so if that's your cup of tea, great, now you know about it. Yeah, the Pride Parade this weekend and stuff like that, but yeah. If it's not your cup of tea, don't worry about it, you don't have to go. Brandon's saying, yeah, they dug a huge pit to build a high-rise inside it. Yeah, I can't wait. Those are the houses that the places that I like to live in. like to live like 15 stories and up. So, and over here we only live a few stories up. So yeah, I've been pushing Bay to consider that area, and Bay's and is also interested in their area. Our bigger discussion now is just like, how high do we want to go? Because like, if your elevators break and you live on the 30th floor, it's a long walk to get up. Mama Reza's saying, I want to come to Canada, but I doubt which city to come to in the European. Which one is better for living between Vancouver or Toronto? Well, here's what I'll say, Mama Reza. That's a very good question, because I've lived in both of those cities. What I say is, if you can live and afford in Toronto, then you can live and afford Vancouver. You just got to be smart about it, because those are the two most expensive cities in Canada right now. So that's just something to consider. But yeah, if you can live in one city, you can live in the other. And to be honest with you, Vancouver has a way nicer climate than Toronto. The one caveat being, we get 6 months of almost straight rain here in Vancouver, while Toronto gets almost 6 months of snow. But like, that snow will fall in big piles. It'll get cold down to the -30s, but then it'll get warm to like 2 or 3 degrees, and all the snow will melt. And as long as you got a nice stylish coat, you can go on out in that weather too. So it's a toss-up between, do you want snow during the colder seasons, where you can brush that off and you can wear a nice fashionable coats, or do you want to live in a really wet environment? Some people can't stand the rain and rather deal with the snow, and some people would rather deal with the rain and can't stand the snow. So, but that's the one thing that's quite expensive, because when you're out on the ocean on one side, you only have mountains on the other side. You only have so much land you can build on. I'm including Vancouver and the lower mainland. So, but you can still find some affordable homes. Had a friend just buy a home out in Delta. They're really happy about it. Got it for actually a surprisingly good price, so pretty much. Pretty happy for them. Don't see them as often anymore because that's far away, but and they're transit people too. So I don't know how the transit situation there, but they ride their electric trip. And then I'll head on over to the bus stop at Alma and West 10th Ave. This section's a little slow, but in a couple blocks it'll pick up with a few more people. We're just crossing Waterloo Street right now. There's your local Van City Bank, if you want a local bank. It's always good to go into these different banks when you move to another city, just to see what they offer. So... I would also say, Mama Reza, now that I've thought about it, you know, like in Toronto, you know, there's a lot more homeless people than here in Vancouver. This is a city of 600,000, and that's a city of 2 million. So they take better care of their citizens over here in Vancouver. So that's another thing I would say, and that's also just because it's a smaller population. So there's more bandwidth to take care of people. And not just the homeless. If they can take care of the homeless a little bit better, they can take care of other people and regular citizens as well a little bit better. So we're just passing the personal fitness gym. That's why you got the frosted glass over here. You can see we're picking up with a few more people. Over here is Sun Given Foods. This would be your Asian focused grocery store and predominantly Chinese focused. And that's because this is a predominantly Chinese area. And see right there. There is Sun Givens. We do shop there. They do a good job. Because when you live over in UBC, this is the area that you'll actually come to do a lot of your shopping. So we're crossing Blenheim Street, and we'll continue along West Broadway here. This street and West 4th Ave. There's a few different grocery stores in those areas, but Alma and West 4th Ave is where we predominantly get some of our Western groceries at the No Frills. And then we'll generally go to a food produce store and get our produce at a place like City Avenue. And I'll show you that store in a few minutes. You can see one of them. But we'll get it at City Avenue here. And then Bay likes to go out to Fraser and Victoria Drive, and that's where we get the majority of our groceries, because you can get some really good deals out there. Just passing the local Goodco. That would be the Goodco Kitsilano, the local bar. Here's Lanzu beef noodle. That's where you can get your beef noodles, sandwiches, and like that really delicious pancake. Beef roll they make. Oh, and these guys over here. I love these guys. This is Don Air, dude. They do an excellent job. Perfect. You can get plates, you can get Don Air. Oh, so good. And right next to it is Sahel, which is Persian cuisine. And Sahel is where you could come in and you can get like kebabs and stuff and all that stuff as well. And they're awesome. They're awesome. They're more like the sit-down version of Don Air, dude. And a little bit more elevated. And Don Air, dude, is the takeout place. I saw our iced coffees and I'm just like, I should get an iced coffee. Fortunately, Deacon's Corner here, it got burned, so it's closed. Something new is coming in here though, so I like to see it. Yeah, the sign right there, but it doesn't look like they're coming back. That's unfortunate. But such is life. We'll keep walking here along West Broadway. Here's the produce store that Bay likes, City Avenue. It's a chain, so sometimes he'll go over, when he's over at Commercial Drive, he'll go over there and shop there because it is a little bit bigger, and they have a butcher's over there. So you can see over here, this would be City Avenue, and it's predominantly produce. And most often these produce stores don't have butchers, but once in a while they do. Over here is Serrano Greek Bakery, and this is where I get my cheese pies. Okay. And I haven't tried oakberry yet, but it's pretty popular, so definitely something to check out. But today, once I get home, I'm gonna rest on up, and Bay wants to go out to the Davie Village tonight because it is the Pride weekend, so that's what we'll do. And there'll be like queer people there, but there'll be straight people as well. And it's just a party night. So everyone's just gonna be coming out and hanging out in the village and just chilling out at the Davie Village. This would be the intersection of Balaclava and West Broadway here in Greektown. Hey Paul Varian, nice to see you too. Hunter's here, Mama Reza's here, Brandon's here, so there's a few other people here right now and a few others. Nice to see you. Here's the local Starbucks. See, they got seating on this side and seating on this side outside. We're over here on West Broadway Street in Greektown, Kitsilano, for the people that just entered the street. And we're just going to be slowly checking out the neighborhood. And then I'm going to jump on the bus and come on down here. I haven't live streamed down here in a long time, so, you know, just decided to come on down here and show you folks what's up. This is more just like, this is a small little, this got a small town feel for this neighborhood here in the big West Coast city, of course. Alright, so this city compared to any major Asian city, this would just be a village. So, such is life, but it's quaint and it's fun. Should take you folks down to Kerrisdale, but I just did a video down in Kerrisdale, so I'll live stream there sometime in the future, but not today. Today wasn't the day, because I'm going to release that video tomorrow, so you folks can check out a little bit of the Kerrisdale neighborhood and a little bit of the Arbutus Ridgeway, which is a mix of residential and small town commercial. Gives a big small town vibe to it. So you can live in Vancouver and you can have these small town vibes like here in Greektown. Okay? But still be able to access the downtown core and the other adjacent cities around the area. So you can have a pretty nice experience. Here's Bayswater Street. We'll cross Bayswater Street. And we'll continue walking here along West Broadway. Passing the local Gulf and Fraser Bank. There's a few homeless people over here that live over here. They're pretty much harmless. If you got a bit of change and you can throw it their way, it really helps out. This is David Eady's office over here. He's the Premier of British Columbia at the provincial level. So there's 3 levels of government. There's the city level, municipal. Now we go for towns and villages as well. Then there's the provincial level, which is the large provinces. So that's why you hear me say British Columbia and Ontario, and that's more for the people that aren't as familiar with Canada. Your Canadian viewers know all this already. And then there's the federal level with the federal government that manages a lot of the federal services like airports and general housing policy and all that type of stuff. So here, Slowlies. So this would be where you can get your Jewish bakery on. Hey guys. They're happy to see you. They're pretty good, so you can go in there. You're gonna get stuff on the bagels too. Oh, just pops in the mouth. And rice and noodle right on over here. This place will be busy tonight. They're pretty much closed right now. They're gonna open in probably about 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, it's 48, so no, not 4 or 5, about 12 minutes. They kind of do a lunch crowd and then they do dinner scene. Here's Persian grocery store, and you can see there's lots of people in here too, and these guys have pretty good affordable prices as well. So it's a toss-up between City Avenue sometimes and the Persian grocery store for me. Bay just goes to City Avenue or Fraser Street or Victoria Drive. What's really good about Greektown is you could live here And you don't even have to leave Greektown. Like, there's services for almost everything here, including shoe cobblers, stuff like that. You can fix your shoes if you need them fixed, if you got some good, nice, expensive shoes. And this would be the intersection of West Broadway and McDonald. So we'll walk down West Broadway to Lark Street, and we'll cross the street and walk past the white spot, and then head on over back to the bus stop over on Alma Street, so I can get on home and have a little bit of a rest before we go out later tonight. Davie Village really only starts to pick up around 11 or 12, so it'll be up to Bay when he makes the call. Like, you can go around 10 p.m. and still hit up a pretty good crowd, so we'll wait and we'll see what's going on. There's my bus right there, the UBC B line, number 99, Life on the B line. And that's a rapid bus. And then here's the local Safeway that a lot of people are coming out of. And there's a Starbucks in there if you need a Starbucks. Just coming up to the intersection of West Broadway and Stevens. And we'll cross Stevens. We got the green flashing right now. There's no bulk barn or anything over here, if you're familiar with that popular Canadian bulk food store. But they do have their own private bulk food store. So this would be the private bulk food store. And you can go in here and do the exact same thing. The Kitsilano Pharmacy. That's the old way of spelling Kitsilano, or Kitsilano. Kitsilano is spelled K-I-T-S, okay, as opposed to Kitsilano, which is spelled K-H-A-T-S. Here's our local greasy spoon. That would be the Sunshine Diner. A little bit of a 50s diner. A bit pricey, but it's a good time. If you want to pay that much for eggs. You can see these UBC B lines come during high traffic hours like this every 3 minutes or so. And of course, what would a highly sought after area be in Vancouver without your local Dairy Queen? It's one of the ways that you can tell that the neighborhood's very popular here in Vancouver is if it has a Dairy Queen in it and the Dairy Queen's operational. Oh, we can cross Trafalgar Street here. We're just gonna walk about one more block up here and cross Lark Street, or across West Broadway on Lark. This would be where a lot more of the baby stores, and there's the kids bookstore here, so Babes on 4th. And it really provides services for, you know, families and moms and stuff like that along this strip. Moms' lives matter. They do. Hey, Mom. She's probably gonna watch this when it's a recording. We got this kids bookstore here, and they have a small section also for adults. So like you can come on in here And you can browse for your kids. You can also pick up some of the more popular adult books on their few shelves in there for that as well. But it is mainly a kids bookstore. Here's Thomas House. This will be one of your local cafes. Hey! She's all dressed up today. That's awesome. Yeah, of course. Local local pet food stores right here. And you can go in and you can get free samples. It's a real thing. They're not bullshitting you here. So here's the Bones Pet Store. And you come in here and get all sorts of stuff for your pets. Oh, we're gonna have to wait. You got here a little late. So this would be the intersection of West Broadway and Lark Street. There's about 2 or 3 blocks of residential buildings. Small little brownstone buildings, about 3 or 4 levels. Predominantly 3 levels. And then it picks up again with more of a retail strip. But that retail strip is less frequented because they're building our subway project along that stretch. So it's a little quieter right now until that construction is going to be done. And then you're going to see a lot of development on that area and a lot of people moving in to new homes. Those would be short towers of anywhere from 4 to 9 stories. No mega towers yet over there. And we'll cross West Broadway Street here, running parallel with Lark. If you are here on a Sunday, you can go up this street 1 block and you can find yourself over at the Kitsilano Farmers Market from May until October. And the local Kitsilano High School is up that street as well. Just 1 block as well. And Cognut Park and the Kitsilano Arena. So pretty much one big complex. This be your look white spot right here. Not much on the outside, but white spots where, you know, people say, oh, you went to White Spot. Oh, was it your birthday? Did you get some good steak? So that's the White Spot right there. And has been around. The restaurant has been around since 1928. Not necessarily this restaurant, but yeah. And it's just like, you know, seats and you can get really nice hamburgers. And of course, as I said, steaks are a big thing. It's like, I'm like, I haven't been there in a long time. I was like, okay. And if you don't get beer, it's actually quite affordable. It's when you start getting those beers that it starts getting expensive. Passing Best Rugs. And Amy's Looney and Tooney Town. That bus is the 99 commercial Broadway bus. That's what the B line turns into when you are leaving the UBC area and heading back out this way. And that'll drop you off at 2 SkyTrain stations, one on the Canada line at Broadway City Hall Station. And it just goes straight down West Broadway. Then it'll go down East Broadway after Broadway City Hall Station on the Canada line, and it'll take you over to Commercial Broadway Station where you can get on either the Expo line or the Millennium line. And the Expo line you can take all the way to New Westminster, Minster and Surrey, and the Millennium line you can take that all the way out to Port Moody and Coquitlam. So you can cover a large area. Hey John Beaver, nice to see you too. Paul's here, Mama Reza's here, Hunter's here, Brandon's here. So, definitely a nice little crowd today. Appreciate that you can get on the stream. Here's Nat's New York Pizzeria. They got another Nat's out over at on Denman Street. Huge slices of pizza. And really tasty, so you can see that in there. I gotta keep going though. There's a little bit of commercial music in there, and that's for me to deal with. Well, at least you got to see the inside of it. Poke our camera in there. Nat's is pretty good. People ask me like, what's the best pizza over here in Vancouver? I'm not quite sure. They all seem to do a pretty good job, at least down here on the west side. So cross Stevens and continue. Now we're heading west on West Broadway. Before we were going east on West Broadway. And I'm just going to be walking on over to the bus stop at Alma and West 10th Ave and ending the stream over there for you folks. So still got a ways to go before we get on over there. But also just giving you an end point so you know when we are going to end. And there's no surprises. There's a few nice little shops over here, like the wine shop, and they got beers and stuff in there too, so gonna head on in here. It's one of these private liquor stores here. They got a pretty good selection. They're just nice small ones, small little restaurants. They got Stamps Plus, that's your post office and stationery store. Uncle Fatty's Pizza, that's really good pizza as well. Just like Nat, see, there's so many good choices here. And then my favorite is right on over here with the Baroness Bubble Tea. And they do a really nice bubble tea. You can see their restaurant here, or their menu, sorry. They got like brown sugar series, a whole different types. Okay, and they got like different taros, and I'm really into taro as well, so it's just some of the things I enjoy. Oh wow, gas is $2.04 here. It's been way more expensive here in Vancouver than anywhere else. So, yeah. Anyways, this is the intersection of McDonald and West Broadway, and we're just gonna wait for the light to change. If you did want to go downtown in a quick way, you could ride the 99 all the way out to here, okay, and stop in front of the Safeway. Or if you're coming from UBC, stop right on over at this bus stop here, and then get off and just jump on this at that bus stop right there, and jump on the number 2 bus, and that'll take you over the Burrard Bridge and right into the downtown. And that goes all the way over to Waterfront Station. So that'll take you to the main hub as well in the downtown core. And that's just a little faster than taking the 99 all the way out to Broadway City Hall Station and then taking this Canada line underneath False Creek to Yaletown Roundhouse Station or Vancouver City Center Station. Saves you about 20 or 30 minutes worth of travel time because there's just less traffic in it. The number 2 bus goes by Kitsilano Beach. Here's a painted shop, one of our local bars here. Looks like they got a happy hour from 12 to 6 today. There, it's not going to be busy right now in any way, shape, or form, but you can see even during the slow time, there's folks in here. And they got a little stage there too for live music, so it's a really quaint place and nice patios. New people having beers out here. Good to see. It's also the start of the long weekend, so happy BC Day weekend for you folks. In Ontario, we call that civic holiday. I was talking to Bay, I was like, it's Labor Day. Bay's like, Labor Day's in September. What are you talking about? What do they call civic holiday over here? And I was like, I don't know. I had to look it up, remind myself. Here's the local JJ Bean. So, fortunately, the JJ Bean that was over in the downtown east side is closed. They're just dealing with too many problems and break-ins and all that stuff. So, that's unfortunate, but at least they got a JJ Bean over here, and they got a JJ Bean also on Commercial Drive, otherwise known as the Drive over in East Vancouver. And there's a few others, like there's a JJ Bean at the intersection of, if I'm getting it right, Bidwell and Davie Street. That one's got a nice patio. And here's Step Back. Bit of an antique store. Really cute store. And you come in there, get something nice for your home. They ain't cheap, but they ain't over the top either. Joey, nice to see you too. Yeah, happy long weekend. And John's here, Mama Rez is here, Brandon's here. And Hunter's here as well as a few other folks. So nice to see you're able to get on the stream as well. We're here walking along West Broadway Street in a westerly direction. We're crossing Carnarvon Street right now, and this would be Greektown. So I'm just doing a loop with the retail strip in here, but it's a bit of a long retail strip. So then I'm gonna end at the Alma and West 10th bus stop and catch my bus home. Yeah, but yeah, I know, it's awesome. It's a long weekend. I don't have to think about work for like 3 days and a few hours on Friday. So it's pretty nice. I always love this like little mural. It's very simple, but it brightens up the town, and you know, it's apt too, because this is one of your local mechanics. And this would be the tire store. Big old tire and service center, so you can get service here as well. I don't drive, but I've heard they do a good job. So you can take it from there. I'm just passing the Neverland tea shop where you can get high tea whenever that British high tea time is. Made me really hard into that, but we're not going to put it down because they're providing an experience, and that place is pretty much usually has people in it, including today. So they're doing something right, and thanks for bringing tax dollars to our community. So good on you. This would be the intersection of Balaclava and West Broadway. You can see a fire truck over there just popping out behind the Starbucks. Probably that building had just a fire alarm. They just had to come and check. Doesn't look like there's a problem though, so that's good to see. If you did need your Timmy's fixed, this is the one Timmy's in this area. Over here in Greektown and West Point Grey. After that, you have to go all the way to the university and onto the campus and a little deeper into the campus to actually get something, actually get Tim Hortons. That's something to take note of, especially if you're a Tim Hortons fan. Here's Nuba right on over here. Nuba's pretty busy most of the time. It's a little quieter right now because it's 4 in the afternoon, but there's people in there. That tells you that it's going to be packed later. Our local Mama Lee right here, which is a Malaysian restaurant. It's mainly a lunch spot. It closes around 6. So you can see it's kind of slow right now. Hey. But they got a killer laksa. So we usually go over to the Mama Lee that's in the Paris Square at the International Village Mall now, because that one's open till 8. So it's just whatever serves the community. So over here, some of these restaurants do more of a lunch crowd because they'll get a bigger lunch crowd, and some of them, like the bars, will do the night crowd and open up a little later around like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, go all night long. And then some of them are closed on Mondays just because they're not going to get as much business on those days. So we'll cross Trutch Street here and continue walking west on West Broadway. Passing the High Gelato Hot Pot. That will definitely be packed tonight. Hot Pot's where you get your sliced meats and then you cook it yourself in the little stove that's in front of you. And there's like a certain hot pot liquid that you put it in that carries the flavor. You can get that anywhere from like a mild hot pot to a super spicy hot pot. It's one of our favorite places over here, the Delight Cafe, Vietnamese. They do a really good job. We'll keep walking here. The guy was walking with a sundae from McDonald's. Sounds like a great idea. There's a McDonald's over at UBC. I'm probably going to stop over there and pick myself up a strawberry milkshake. I do love their strawberry milkshakes. I also like the chocolate ones too, so we'll wait, we'll see. Here's Sleep Country. This is Sleep Country where we got our mattress. So it's a bed store. See some of the beds right there. They gave us a pretty good deal too. Came during the off season, as they call it. So we got a Black Friday deal there, and it was pretty awesome, stellar. Okay, we'll cross Blenheim Street, or Blenheim Street. If you want to pronounce every vowel and consonant. And here's the McDonald's. So like there's lots of seating in there and stuff like that, so no worries. Just passing the Angry Otter on West Broadway. So actually walking like straight up west right now. When you're saying westerly, that infers you might be on a slight angle, so you might be going like southeast or south, northwest or north. You get what I'm saying. It's a local Toronto Dominion Bank. It's a chain across Canada. They merged with Canada Trust years ago and dropped the name since, but that one's still got the Canada Trust sign on one of its doors. And it's just like stenciled onto the window. So that always reminds me. It's kind of funny. Gives me a little chuckle. There's Waterloo Street. We'll cross Waterloo Street. Waterloo also being a town adjacent to Kitchener in Ontario. So it's interesting how they name their streets over here. and Broadway barbers. Walk-ins are welcome there. They do a pretty good job. Most recently though, I got my hair cut over at Celebrities on Davie Street. And the women who cut my hair did a really good job, so. I was really excited about that. This would be our local Minute Press. This is where you get like signs and big things printed and stuff like that. Big printing store. And we got a professional seamstress as well. So those are also always helpful. And here is Heinz. Heinz is one of our local bars. This place will be busy tonight. So there you are. It's not very big of a place, but it does the job. So we'll walk through the short little Greektown residential strip here after we pass through confections, cake store, and sweet store. And we'll cross Collingwood here. You can see the mountains in the background right there. That's how close we are to them. Oh, light changed when I was midway. Probably should have stopped. That's my bad. Now, let's keep walking here. West on West Broadway. Now, I'm just going to do my obligatory shill for you folks. So if you'd like to start support the channel, you can of course hit that $ sign during the live stream and send me a super thanks or a super chat. And then you can send me a super thanks if you're watching the recording by hitting that heart button at the bottom of the video. And those are two ways you can donate to the channel to help it keep going. You can also send interact donations to my email address at jforestwood@gmail.com. And if you need to see that email address, if you look at my YouTube profile, you'll see my Instagram address, and then you can just hit the arrow below that and it'll display my email address to you folks as well. So that's available right there. Here's our local thrift store over here, SPCA Clothing. And it goes to a good cause. Looks like they got a bunch of lights over here at the back here too. Got a little bit of you can get carpets and lights over here too. Got some of those IKEA lights. Wow, let's go check that out. Yeah. It's got those IKEA lights right here. Very cool. They're only 15 bucks too. That's a good light. Look at that. So you can come to the back here. And they also have clothes inside too. More clothes on over on this side of the building. So if you're into thrifting, and some people are, and that's where you go. And there's the local Wolf and Hound, right next to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu store. Always like that combination. Wolf and the Hound's your local English style pub here in town, so, and Scottish style pub. So there you go. Here's your Indian restaurant, Handy Grill. They'll be busy. They're usually open up late, just because that's the type of crowd they attract. A lot like the Hyderabad Biryani House. They'll be open up late, and sometimes they just stay open a little later. Of course, this is Greektown, so right here we got the Greek Senior Society. And we passed a few other Greek restaurants in the area as well, like Serrano's Bakery that I showed you. That's where I picked up my cheese pies. These people are just waiting for this bus over here, which would be the 99 Commercial Broadway. So the UBC line, UBC B line turns into when you're leaving from UBC. And then when it's going in the other direction here, it goes down West Broadway. And then it turns up Alma here and then goes down West 10th. Because, of course, when I started the stream, I started over at Trimble Park, and West Broadway turns into 8th Ave, just a couple blocks up here. So West Broadway ends at a certain point. But it pretty much goes right across the city. And of course, when it hits East Vancouver, it turns into East Broadway. So this would be Alma Street and West Broadway. You can see the mountains in the background there. And the No Frills is just up here a couple blocks, 2-3 blocks, and you're on West 4th Ave, and the No Frills over in the Jericho Plaza. I recently filmed 2 videos over there and posted them on the YouTube channel, so you can check those out if you're interested in seeing what that area is all about. We're going to cross Alma Street here. Just waiting for it to change. There, it's our turn. This is Joe's Italian Deli. You can get different types of Italian sandwiches in here. They're huge. You are paying like $8 or $9 for them, but they're really big sandwiches. And that's keeping it cheap with these inflation prices. And of course they also sell like a whole bunch of Italian food in there too, because it's an Italian grocery store as well. And this is Dada. This would be your sushi bar and grill. So more than sushi. Oh, there's my bus right there. I guess you get to ride it with me as I'm going on up, because I haven't been able to stop the channel yet. Just run on in here. Yeah, I guess you get a bit of a ride. There you go. So this would be the 99 UBC line that we're on right now. And I'll just ride it on up to Sassmat stop and get off there for you. Then we'll end the stream up on there for you. Okay, so you get a little bit of a bus experience. If it gets a little too bright right here, because we are going to be heading into the sun, I'll turn it to the side. Somewhere around for you folks. It looks like it's going to hold up though, so we're pretty good. So we're on West 10th Ave now, and this would be West 10th Ave, and we're at the intersection of Highbury Street. And the next stop for this rapid bus on the 99 line would be Sassmat. Then after that would be Blanca, and then it does the regular stops in the summertime for that the 14 would do all the way into UBC. But once it comes, you go back to going all the way to UBC. So that's something they change in the summertime. But the campus does run all, even to get an honors bachelor's degree. You can go for a shorter amount of time if you take summer courses and a full slate. So we just crossed Commotion Street and we'll continue riding up West 10th Ave here in a west direction. difference between the 99 and the 14 bus that also both head up the street is the 99. It's the express bus that has a limited number of stops, but there's almost every block there's a stop for the 14. So if you need to get off at a specific intersection that's not covered by the 99, it doesn't hurt to jump on the 14 and ride it. You just gotta be a little more patient. Or you can do as some people do, is they ride the 99 and then they get off, because the 99 will stop at a lot of the at stops that they share with the 14, and then they'll catch the 14 from there to their specific stop. So this would be the Point Grey Village right here in the West Point Grey. It's a little bit more of a sleepy little village, but it's got a few good restaurants in it and stuff like that. It's really in a period of transition from a lot of businesses leaving it and a few businesses starting to experiment in it, a few new businesses. And some of those businesses are doing well, and some of them didn't survive even 6 months into the inflation crisis we're in. So that's unfortunate, but such is life. Here's my stop right here. So if you're on the bus, usually generally head to one of these back doors here to get out. Thanks. So it'll be heading on over to UBC next. So anyways, folks, thanks for coming along, and just remember to share, like, and subscribe. Okay. And if you need notifications, just hit that notification bell and you'll know when my next live stream is. Anyways, folks, thanks for coming along, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Have a good day.